All right, welcome to episode 120 of those Millennials YouTube and podcast. I'm your host today, Cave the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here. Rell's, what's going on? How you feeling? How you doing? How's your pockets? How's your mental health?
Who's Gucci Cammy?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right.
First and foremost, I would like to extend a big thank you to all our new listeners and everybody that checked out the podcast on via Spotify. We saw a nice little bump over there. I wonder why. Maybe it's because of an interview one of our hosts, Rel, had with a certain somebody, Matt G. Congratulations, Rel.
Oh, that
Matt
was
G was dope. Yeah, yeah.
good looking out. Yeah. That was. I appreciate Matt coming on. Shout out to Matt off the dome. All those guys over there, they're awesome.
Shout out to Matt. Got to meet him virtually. I can't wait to meet you in person. You seem like a really cool dude, so I'm sure he'll be popping on and off on this podcast, and I'm sure we'll go on his podcast every now and then and talk hoop and football because football season is slowly approaching. Um, so speaking of football season, so should I? Yeah, I think I'm gonna start there. So, speaking of football season, most recently, everybody, the talking heads and all the talking head shows have been talking about Kyler Murray's contract and the clause in his contract that literally just broke right now that they just took it out of his contract. Did you see that right now, Ro?
Yeah.
So um another news broke of a certain other player with a clause in his contract of weight. When I'm talking about Zion Williamson. Um Rel, do you this was my question before the news broke that they took this out of the first of all, so let's start there then. Why do you think the Cardinals decided after how it's been like almost a week, right, since he signed it?
Mm-hmm.
Why did they decide today, Thursday, to apparently take the clause out?
It was just a bad PR move because Kyler got they didn't think they were gonna get the backlash. The issue is that Kyler did all this bad shit. I would not really say bad. He unfollowed the team on Instagram. He wanted his money. But truthfully, Kyler Murray is a first half quarterback if you look at the numbers. Like he's a good quarterback, but he's not worth that money he's getting paid. And for them to have to put a clause in there just kind of let you know where everything was at. They took it out because they're saving face. And they leaked it because they wanted to get on his ass.
I think this makes them look worse, to be honest with you.
It makes him look work by taking that. I would have left it in there because he needs to. If you look at who Kyler Murray is, and the second half, every time DeAndre Hopkins leaves, he's an average quarterback. So I get why they're making him but watch film because you can't be the quarterback and not watch film. I don't hate when you compare to other quarterbacks, but you got to kind of watch at least 4 to 6 hours of film. They put it in there because I truly believe that he wasn't watching it. I mean, I don't blame him. You can honestly look at his game and tell he probably doesn't watch much film. Yeah, and look at all the second half. I wish I had brought it up. I know he was going to talk about this, but if you just look at his second half stats, they all tail off as soon as he can't throw it to that one guy with long dreads, he's just going to be down there.
No, well, I was the my well since the news just broke, I was gonna use it as congruent with Zion's contract, which I'm gonna talk about because you hit on everything you said about Kyler Murray's contract. I agree with, but I do think it makes the Cardinals look a whole lot worse for redacting and taking this out. Like, just stand on your ground. Like you already put it in the clause. It leaked,
He got
which
his money. Then you got
he got his money. Like it made both sides look bad. Like now you guys are trying to clean paint with paper towels and it's just smearing everywhere. So this
it's
is what
just
y'all got to
that
do.
social narrative is going to be so hard to scrub off because
Yeah, it's
every
yeah.
time
Now this is
bad,
gonna be stuck on. This is gonna be anytime he throws a pick, it's gonna be the joke is gonna be there. Well, he wasn't in the playbook, and it's just it makes both sides look bad. So I'm gonna set that there and leave that there because that news just broke. Now with Zion's contract, um, I want to read this because I'm not miss saying this or anything at all. Hold on, but Zion has a weight clause in his contract, that's what I've been alluding to. Now, this was suggested that was going to happen when Zion's contract extension news broke. Everybody was saying that this was going to be a thing for Zion, that they were going to have these incentives, and the Pelicans need to protect themselves because, you know, everything that's been surrounding Zion and what's been going on with Zion. So not only is there games clause, which I'm sure those numbers will come out eventually, but apparently Zion's new contract extension will require his weight and body fat percentage to add up to less than 295. For it's not quite what the Heat for Heat culture has for their players to do, which, you know, I think what's the Heat culture? It's like 10% body fat, some shit like that, bro.
Yeah, 10%. Yeah,
it's like 10% body fat, but that's a lot for a superstar player, which Zion is. He has a superstar offensive ability. He has his own signature shoe. I'm more concerned about the games played because Zion hasn't played a whole lot. I mean, he went out there and beasted with the weight that we've seen him play. So it's interesting to me because I do think the Pelicans and I was looking over the teams in the West because I was listening to some of my podcasters came back, so I could finally had something to listen to today. Like, you know, this goes without saying, and you're going to hear this a lot from a lot of people talking about the NBA and talking about the West. There's not a lot of off nights in the Western Conference. Like, it's not a lot of off night teams in the Western Conference. All these teams are good. Like, and if you count Sacramento, which I kind of do because I think they're going to be at least like good. I don't know if good is the right. They're going to at least be entertaining and fun. The West is like 9 deep. And there's, like I said, there's not a lot of off nights. There's, you know, there was always the Timberwolves you could beat on after you played the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns in some years. There was always, you could play against OKC, and, you know, they're no longer pushovers like that. I don't think. The Pelicans really have incentives. I think the Pelicans are going to be really, really good. So like I said, I just think this leaking, which we knew was the Zion weight clause is what is going to call it. I think Joel Embiid had one similar to this as well too. I know he had a games played one. I'm not sure if he had a weight one. I just remember young Joel Embiid used to have the craziest diet. You would see him on the freaking training table eating cheeseburgers. But yeah, do you have anything to add to the Zion clause?
just, you know, I mean, I understand. I don't know how much of the foot thing and him going to Portland and how much that ties into it for people just saying that he was just overweight. And then the pictures, but I mean, but them to put an actual clause in it leaked and the whole 295 thing. I don't know. I mean, I hope he gets it under control. I mean, but it's good that it's in there. You know, Miami's been doing it for a while. I don't know how out of control it was, but I mean, I feel for him because I don't believe he knows his body yet. You know, like we got to think like he's 18. Well, he was 18. Now he's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
He's only his first year. He didn't play.
Damn, he's 23 already.
Yeah, it's about, he has to be at least 20. Let me check. Shit. But I feel for him because like he has this such a unique body. You don't really know what to do with it. You know, he's 22. And like you don't really know what to do with it because you don't want to alter your game, and But I really feel like he can do both and build his body a certain way, and I don't think it'll affect his game because I don't think he's built on retouch. I believe if he was to muscle up and just go to Giannis route, get whoever Giannis was working with, and get in the same gym with them, and then his body he can last longer. But I don't think he was going to be able to last at going up and down like that. So I'm glad. I hope he gets together.
Hope he gets together. I hope he gets his running together because we all know how Zion's run always looked awkward to me. All right. So we can go to from that to MCU news. So last weekend at San Diego Comic-Con. All right, so I got a mini little rant about it's not a little rant. I be wanting to plan to go to these Comic-Cons, right?
Don't even try it, bro.
I be trying to plan to go to these Comic-Cons, right?
You know how
But
long the list is?
I know. Um so I be trying to go to these Comic-Cons, right? But I feel like at least with Marvel, you never know which Comic Con, because obviously there's different ones. They're gonna drop this news where
Oh, you know it's gonna
they
be San
drop this.
Diego. You know it's
No,
gonna,
not all the time. No,
the San Diego's the only one that anybody acknowledges. Nobody acknowledges any other Comic Con except for San Diego.
nobody acknowledged the LA
Nobody
one.
acknowledges any other Comic Con other than San Diego.
I disagree.
Said, go back, go look at it. When they only
I'm
put
just,
this is the biggest one of all the Comic Cons.
I
You know, 98%. Why do you think all the shows release at this one time? Why do you think next year you're gonna get the same shit? It's always at this Comic Con in San Diego because that's the most popular one. Nobody talks about San Francisco or New York Comic Con. Like nobody. It's all about San Diego Comic Con. They only release shit at this one.
I would say this: they're at the top tier, but I feel like they do release stuff in the other Comic Cons. But like this is the comic. This is the
Comic-Con Boston.
Why are you taking shots at Boston?
No, because where was the other Comic Con that he released some shit at?
Why are you taking shots at Boston? Anyway, these are they released everything MCU for phase 5 and a little bit of phase 6.
Oh, well, the end of phase 4. You're right. Start of phase 5.
Yeah. And without us going through everything, I would like to us discuss the trailer for Wakanda Forever. So before that, I got a quick little stat that I found. So for most MCU tease trailers in 24 hours, Wakanda Forever was ranked 4th, right behind Love and Thunder, Infinity War, which was 230 million views. Endgame was 280 million. And for some, well, I guess the teaser for No Way Home was at 355 million views. So that's the power of Wakanda Forever. Before we dive into the trailer specifically, what did you feel about how did you feel like the internet received the trailer first? Let's start there.
I just kind of always seen everybody was just that whole I cried when I saw this reaction. So then it's like I didn't want to watch it on my phone. So I just kind of waited. And then I watched it later on that night after I've seen kept reading reactions about it. And then when I finally saw it, I will say the trailer alone has to be one of the best trailers that people can put together for a movie that encapsulates a lot of feeling, emotion. With the Bob Marley, with Tim starting off with the Bob Marley rendition of "No Woman Cry," to the "All Right" that comes in, just everything in it. It just hit me in the feel zone. If I had a heart, I would have cried, but it was a great entrance to what's expected to what I think is going to be. I don't want to temper my expectations, but I hope it's gonna be a really good movie. But just everything surrounding the movie makes everything so tough. I feel like this movie, like that trailer, was deeper than just the trailer. I don't know, just like since Chadwick died, I don't know, shit's been kind of different. Shit's the world. I mean, world's been fucked up, but since Chadwick died, I mean, I just feel like that little, however long that clip was, I really feel like they were they really constantly they expressed a lot of shit that everybody maybe wanted to express. They didn't have a chance to, who didn't get a chance to talk to Chadwick. So I don't know, I really loved that. I really feel like it was some touching shit. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know how much the movie I'm gonna go into about the whole thing, but I liked it though.
Yeah, same. So well, so let me start from the beginning. So I saw a little thing on Twitter that they were gonna, obviously I already knew San Diego Comic Con was gonna happen Sunday, Saturday. No, I think it was Friday. Friday night I saw a little something on Twitter saying that they're gonna release the Wakanda Forever trailer. And for me, I've Jesse's not on this pod today, but I've kind of adopted what Jesse does now with movie trailers, at least for movies that I'm like really anticipating, which is, all right, I'm gonna watch one trailer and that's it. I don't need to see anymore. I don't want to see anymore. I'm not gonna watch any YouTube theories. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not reading up on it. I'm not doing nothing. I want to go into it and just like take it all in, pause. uh Without any expectations.
I thought we couldn't say that.
We can't say pause?
You bleeped me last time, but go ahead.
um but yeah, I don't want to like, I just want the first rendition of what they want to show me, what Marvel Studios and the advertisement wants to show me. I don't need anything else. I don't need the second or the third or the fourth trailer. I don't need to read up on it and virtually know everything what's going on with it, right? So I took that in the heart, and just like you, the trailer dropped. Oh, what was I doing? I think I was in dad mode. I was like playing with Linux, and I watched it. And like you said, obviously, the biggest standout was the Bob Marley rendition by Tim's. Perfect, meaningful, soulful, heartwarming moment. You can tell that they're really taking care, and they're doing, like, you can I'm not spoiling anything here, hopefully not. Obviously, like, the first couple scenes, you see everybody wearing white. Obviously it's the Black Panther's funeral, and it just looks like it's not like, it looks like it's a celebration for all the like the Wakanda people, but like, obviously his family members are going to take it. It looks like they take it hard to Sherry and everybody else, right? So that part was cool. I know you want to talk about the villain and how he's gonna go on to the rest of the MCU. But to just
shit.
Huh?
Namor's the shit. He's gonna be a big part of this, especially going forward.
I think, like I said, obviously it goes without saying that I'm hell of excited. This is the one that I hope, once they announced that they weren't gonna replace Chadwick, a million questions came out for like, how are they going to go about doing this? And then, I'm just glad that it's here and we're finally going to get our answers real soon. Thank God it's coming out this year. Like, because, and then we can talk about the other MCU stuff and whatever. But so go ahead. I just, go ahead, Rell. You got stuff to add to that, or you want to talk about Namor and move on to the MCU
no,
stuff?
as far as the movie goes, the only thing I'm really interested in is, like I said, the Namor character is a really interesting character. Overall, I think I was kind of out on Marvel. Like, the mid Miss Marvel show, I didn't really care for.
I liked it.
I was waiting to see what was going to happen next, more so Marvel. So I would say this: everything I saw, other than She-Hulk, which looks hot shit, just because I can't stand Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. And
okay.
Yeah,
so like I was saying, so we don't have to talk about every one. I mean, unless you want me to read everything that's coming out.
I was still going.
Oh, my bad. No, that's what I'm saying. You was about to talk about stuff. Go ahead.
I would say that, like, She-Hulk was trash. There was one more I wanted to acknowledge was Moon Knight too. fuck that show. We don't need it. And then lastly, we're gonna get Fantastic Four, which I thank God that we finally get somebody gonna do it right. Hopefully, Fantastic Four is done right, and the 2 new Avengers movies, which I'm excited about. Now, go ahead, do what you want to get off.
I can't get excited for movies that's 3 years out, so that's what I have to say about the
I'm
Avengers
excited for
movies.
Endgame. I'm excited for
I
Kang
can't.
Dynasty
I,
and Secret
I,
Wars.
I,
Those are pretty
I
good
can't.
comics.
I can't. I can't get. I can't.
I'm
get
actually
for it.
excited to see the bridge now because now I want to see how it ties in. It's going to tie in everything else with the X-Men. No, we get another Avatar show coming out. There's another Avatar show coming out. But it's supposed to be where Aang is supposed to be an adult now.
What does that have to do with the MCU?
It was at Comic-Con. It was not. It was. What
does that have to do with the MCU?
I'm excited about this coming out. It's just a Comic-Con thing. They did the TV release, so.
Okay, I'm not gonna say all the stuff that between movies
Just say
and
whatever
the
you
stuff
like
that they have on
do.
Disney Plus. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm excited for She-Hulk because obviously Daredevil's is gonna be in it. That part is awesome. I'm excited to see how they end Phase 4 with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So that's the ending one. So
Black Panther's in there.
no, no. You're right. So
She-Hulk and then Black Panther.
It starts. It's Quantumania starts the new it's Phase 5. That's what he said. Okay. Secret Wars. I'm interested in because I just want to see how they're gonna do Samuel Jackson on Disney Plus. I don't want to have to run through all these. Daredevil. Daredevil. I'm excited that they're using the same. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have had his name down. I'm excited that. That's not what I'm calling him. I forgot the actor's real name. I'm excited that Daredevil is going to be 18 fucking episodes. So that part I'm excited about. And I hope just because they move it to Disney, please don't PG-13 it. Like, just leave it as grimy as it was on Netflix. You guys got the rights. Keep the grimy and grittiness that it had on Netflix and bring that alongside to Disney Plus. It's okay. If the kids aren't going to watch it, whatever, the kids don't watch it. And I mean, there's others, but I don't want to just talk everybody's ear off and just, obviously, when Kevin Feige was up there talking about it, he showed everything. Rell talked about the Kang saga and obviously Secret Wars. He left a lot of blank spaces in between that for when that saga starts. I think a lot of that stuff is going to be mutant shit. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, I agree with Rell said. So Fantastic Four, obviously, they swung and they missed multiple times, 2 times. Hopefully,
that bad. If you go back and watch when the first one wasn't that bad,
they swung and they missed multiple. You talk about the Jessica Alba one?
Yeah.
All right, so they swung and they missed multiple times with Fantastic Four. The casting, I know they're gonna they're gonna hide the casting as long as possible because I think they're aware of how important the casting is for the Fantastic Four. They want to actually get this done right. I think I think they need to cast properly in order to make I don't know how they're going to use this villain, but I think they need to cast Doctor Doom properly.
I mean, he's huge in the Secret Wars.
He's huge. That's what I'm saying. So whoever they decide to cast for him, I feel like they got to knock it out of the park. And I don't have any.
Don't wear a mask.
I don't have any actor suggestions. So
you can put me behind there, and I knock it out the park. Doom wears a mask 98% of the time. Doesn't even take his mask.
Yeah, but you got to get that. You got to get that actor. Right.
Let me put a mask on. I could be Doom. You give me $20 million right now, MCU.
All right. Is there anything else you want to get off about the MCU before we move on?
Nope.
All right, so Paolo Branchero, we talked about this a little bit. Jordan athlete. Me and you, obviously, we went to summer league. We were like, we asked each other, like, "Hey, did Paolo sign? Did you hear anything about Paolo signing with any shoe brand yet?" And we both said no. Nothing came out. He was wearing Jordans though. I remember him wearing J's. I just don't. I think it was he wearing the 37s?
Yeah, he had a pair of 37s on.
I think he had the 37s on. So the news came out. He's going to be a Jordan Brand athlete. Um, so shout out to Jordan Brand. I don't necessarily, I don't know. Who knows? Um, Maybe he can be the next signature athlete in Orlando to have a sig since Penny Hardaway. We'll see. Penny Hardaway and Shaq, to be exact. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just I think it's a lot of hype around Paolo and we saw it firsthand in when we went up there, and he has all the tools to be great, and hopefully hopefully Orlando unleashes him, because they got what not to take this basketball lead, but like, do you think they're gonna start Paolo at the 4 and just like give him the rock?
Yeah,
I know. Okay.
I will start small. I think Mo Bamba's gonna back up Isaac. They start him with Franz and then the two
Yeah.
guards.
Okay. All right. So I just have a little stuff left now for you. First and foremost, Rell, on the scale of 10 to 20, how excited are you for this Beyonce album tomorrow?
20. I
You
mean,
had a 20?
I like new music. I mean, so and Beyonce, you don't get and so with Beyonce, you got to appreciate the ones we get, because we don't get many. I don't know if anything will be ever top Lemonade, but this might, this might.
This, you said this might?
From what I've heard,
They've been playing it in Europe already.
no, yeah, I know, and I've heard may have gotten some leaks, but just in case, yeah.
Okay, LimeWire.
This may be her best album since Lemonade, because I don't, yeah, and Lemonade was up there. So,
all I gotta say is shout out Khalees. All right. Does anybody do you want to
what's Khalees got to do with this?
You obviously haven't been on the internet in the last like hour or so.
Oh.
Do you want to do your
Dope Shake finally bring all the boys to the yard?
It sure did. It brought me in that music video to her yard for sure.
Bitch on his arm.
Look, I don't want to make strange sounds. My daughter's in the next room. Anyway, you want to do your millennial thoughts? And I guess this is just you and me. I could just stay on camera. I don't know if you want to go first, so I can go first.
Go ahead.
You want me to go first? Okay. All right. So I need to pull something up real quick. I'm sorry for the delay, for the audio. Why is this not pulling up? All right. So obviously yesterday, what's today? Thursday? Yes. Yesterday, the Las Vegas Aces and why can't I think of the team name? The Chicago Sky played in the Commissioner's Cup, right?
Nice.
For those who aren't aware, I know talking WNBA is very niche, and I'm not sure our audience really pays attention to, but I'll try to do my best here. So yesterday, the Las Vegas Aces and the Chicago Sky played in the Commissioner's Cup. Is the second annual Commissioner's Cup, right? Without going into like crazy detail, the Las Vegas Aces won, which was, in my mind, as an Aces fan, a really, really, really big milestone. Because for this group, and obviously the Aces are still relatively new. Um, um, they haven't really won anything. They've gone to the top of the mountain. I think they made the finals. They went and they lost before. They've had the best not only the best record but the second best record, and they've lost, and they just gone through a whole bunch of changes with their front line and stuff. And Space God himself, shout out to him. He keeps telling me that they're gonna keep getting to the mountain and they're gonna lose because that's what they've been doing. Now, not to sound like Rell or whatever, but I think this, this goes without saying. I think this is their year. I think they're gonna win it all. They're among 3 teams in the WNBA that only has that still has single losses on their record. It's just Chicago Sky, the Aces, and this
Seattle.
one. Is it Seattle?
Phoenix.
I don't remember off the top of my head now. Oh, Connecticut. Yeah, the Sun. The Connecticut Sun. I think the Aces are number 1 in pace. They have the second best scorer in the WNBA in Kelsey Plum, the 4th best scorer in the WNBA in Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is also second in rebounding. She's also, in my mind, I think she's the best shot blocker in the WNBA. If she's not 1, she's 2. Obviously, this goes without, thoughts and prayers to BG, because I think she would be the best shot blocker in the WNBA if she was in the league this year. The Aces have, my only gripe with the Aces and this year was going to be that if they didn't pay Kelsey Plum, and they gave her a starting spot, which she much deserved. She deserved, so they put her in the starting lineup, and ever since then, this team has been really electric on offense. Jackie Young is coming into her own. She's not just shooting mid-range jumpers. I love Jackie Young. And I think Asia Wilson is going to win her second MVP this year. So yeah, I don't even know if this was a super millennial thought. I just think that this is the Aces' year to win it. If they don't win it this year, I will be disappointed, and I probably will start subscribing to Space God's theory about the Aces. But yeah, Chelsea Gray won MVP for the Commissioner's Cup. She balled out. She made the right shot. She's the one starter that I normally have my little gripes about, because I feel like at some points in the game, she's very my turn. I don't know if that's the proper way to say it. I think she's sometimes my turn. I think Kelsey has that as well too, but she balled out. The Aces played really well against the team that they needed to play really well against, because chances are this is the team they're going to see in the finals. But yeah, shout out to the Las Vegas Aces. Shout out to the city. Shout out to the town. I know the Commissioner's Cup is not a big deal for a lot of people, but it is in the scope of things, because it means they automatically get a playoff berth, which they were in jeopardy of not getting a playoff berth. But still, it's just it means a lot, because now it's cemented. Now it's just they just got to see where they're placed, and how hopefully they play really well down the stretch. All right, it's on you, Rell. Go Aces, go.
That's gonna be quick. I just want to talk about. I think my millennial thoughts is about just 22 is probably going to be the year 2022 is going to be considered one of the best years in music when we look back at it in 10 years. When we look at the Kendrick album, when we look at the Beyonce album, when we look at
the Drake album,
when we look at the Beyonce album, the Kendrick, the Weeknd. When you just look at the landscape of everything that we got this year, with new music to come and more on what's to come, it's just an incredible year. The Joey Badass might have one of the best rap albums this year, and that's next to is almost dry. and that badass is badass. So I, it's just
You didn't
great.
mention Neo. You didn't mention Neo. I'm sorry to keep interrupt your millennial thoughts, but that Neo is smoking too. Keep going though. And CB. Keep going.
Yeah, CB. I don't know about the Neo yet, but
Okay.
but just find the album this year, enjoy it because you're not gonna get many albums like this after the drought we had during the COVID era. It's great to see a big spark up now. So
Is there any more big albums on the horizon? I mean, I know. I mean,
Cardi,
obviously, is that for sure? I know
um,
there's rumors of Cardi dropping.
Meg's album's supposed to be done, but that shit,
Meg says
we
she's
know how
done.
that we know how that goes with Meg. Um,
I don't know what that means.
her yeah, that shit probably never gonna come out. Um,
Summer.
Summer,
Waiting on summer. Waiting
SZA,
on summer. We know what's going on. We know what's going on with
SZA,
that. SZA.
how many more years before we get another Adele album? I don't know.
She in love, man. We don't know if we want to hear music from Adele anytime soon. They just bought a house together, and they want to have a kid together. I don't know if we want to hear Adele. We need.
You got enough money, Rich. Go ahead.
All right, so thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the pod go a long way. Please leave comments on our Instagram and on YouTube. We want to get back to having listener questions at the end of the pod to answer questions. I think we're liking this format of having millennial thoughts. Like we've been, Rell's gone from talking about Nicki Minaj taking Kanye West off of her song to now talking about how popular, how good this year in music is. I think we're our millennial thoughts is really expanding into shit that goes through our mind. I was gonna come in here and talk about traffic at first, to be honest with you, but then I voted against it, and I was like, nah, I'm a big up my aces because, I think they deserve it because at least from certain people they get kicked a lot. I think they're hitting their stride, and I think they're gonna win it all this year. All right, but we're those millennials, me and Rell, and we're out.